so did you even care?
Alright, so yeah, that was a weird intro, but yeah, uh, I've been working on a few new songs, and let's just see if everything's running. Yeah, it seems to be. So that was me singing. It was the first try. It was improvisation. I think I will really try to sit down and write some lyrics for this song idea. And in the demo you just heard, it's really bad instruments. It's just a rough idea, so that I don't forget it, because I might have 10 songs in my head, and if I don't record it quickly, I am going to forget it. So I recorded it. I wrote down the MIDI file for it, which I will go through in a bit when I talk about chord progressions. So yeah, with this intro, I just wanted to basically show that I'm working on. You can see here's 5 demos, and in my project folder we have another 8. Well, these 5 plus 3, 8. Then we have intros, like just the start of a new song at 5. So I have basically this whole year figured out for me. I'm not going to rush them, obviously, and you know that, because I never post that much songs in a row. It could be nice to do that, but I really want to take my time, especially with a song if I'm going to sing in it, because I've always hated my voice, but it is a nice challenge to do. And besides this, I have one song done, and it's been done for a while, and that's this Firefly song. But as you might know, we're working on a music video for this, and it's still not completed yet. So I'm holding this song secret until the video is completed. So the purpose of this video is basically just a update video, like, yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. I've been living for 1 month in this new house that I'm renting. And yeah, I'm just working on music full time, and without your support that would not be possible. So you probably click this video because you might also be interested in making music, and I've been getting a lot of questions, especially regarding like what instruments, what VSTs should you be getting. And I know, like, I'm 25 years old now, but when I was 17, 18, there was no chance in hell that I could buy a VST. Those stuff cost $200, $300, $400. Like, that's just insane, right? So I am sorry if you're a young teenager and you can't afford. You know, I know I was there. I started with just, you know, the most cheap one I could get, and you just work yourself up and save money. You get summer jobs and whatever. But I want to share the top 3 or top 4 instruments for getting into chillstep. You know, and I'm not going to lie, it's not cheap at all to get into music production for any genre. That's just how it is right now, and if you can get, you know, if you can try them first, that's really, really good. I would not recommend buying anything unless you're sure that you really want it and you can use it for years to come. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now, and we're gonna start with the first instrument that I recommend for anyone who wants to get into chillstep. So open up Contact, then we're going to open the Gentleman. So I have a few piano instruments. in my repertoire, or I don't know how to pronounce that, but I have Addictive Keys, I have The Gentleman here, and I have True Pianos, so that's 3. That's why I recommend you, if you really want a nice sounding piano for this kind of music that I'm making. I know some of my friends, they recently bought this one and it seems like they're all blown away. I'm gonna explain why in a bit here. So let's get this to sound a bit better. Let's see what reverb we want. It sounds really well in the low end. It's really warm. But the magic happens when you get on the really high end, the high notes. Let's make it a bit more mellow. Some more reverb. I think you should add another reverb, so we can add, because it's a little bit dry, right? It's still nice, but we need something to give it some space. Valhalla Shimmer is pretty good. It's well, that's a crazy sound actually. Okay, let's hope this is alright. It's just very clear. Okay, yeah. So I think this is worth around $100, which is actually cheap compared to other pianos. This is just what I recommend because I've used this for about a year and I'm sure I'm gonna use this for many more years to come. So yeah, that's my number one my number one recommendation for instrument, to get into chillstep. And the second one that I'm going to recommend is the most classic one like ever. That's Nexus. It's been around for like a long time, at least a decade. Why a lot of people seem to ignore this one because they feel like it's just for dance music, it's old and so on. Why would you use it? Well, one of the reasons for that is the leads. Like you get a guitar like this. I was really first introduced to Nexus by the music of Blackmill. What he did was he went to here to mod, and you press something like here, and you like, if you press 2 notes at once, you get that bendy sound. We can some delay here. Let's make it pretty huge. So yeah, you can do this for the flutes as well. You can take this one, for example. Da, 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 da. I'm just improvising something. It sounds horrible, but this is still the most classic instrument you could get for getting into chillstep. You can also, besides all these leads and flutes and guitars, let's jam a little bit. That's weird, but funny. Yeah, this is a very versatile synth, and you know, it's tested. You know, it's proven to be a useful instrument. This is probably worth around $200, which is a lot if you don't have a job. So excuse me for, I don't know, telling you people to get stuff that, you know. But for me, yeah, I've used this for so many years now. It's like one of the first instruments that I bought. And it has a lot. It has, even the pianos are really nice. You know, the reduce the cutoff a little bit. Maybe put on some filter. Increase the reverb. There's just a ton of things you can do here. And the third one, the third VST that I really recommend for chillstep is, it's not the most important one, but it's also proven, and you know, it's a real warrior. I've used Omnisphere for at least 7 years now. It's like Nexus, but 10 times bigger or something. It's like 60 or 70 gigabytes of sounds. It has more presets. Like, you can just go here. Let's go to pads. We select type. We want to have something airy. We get afterglow here. It's just instantly very dreamy and fantasy kind of sound. If you're familiar with my like first major album, Sweet Solitude, you can probably recognize this pad. I've used it a ton, like a lot of times. It's very wide and it's very warm and it fills the mids really well. So the piano, Nexus and Omnisphere, those are the foundation of my music right now, and at least Nexus Omnisphere has been with me for so many years that they're just a staple for me, and they're very reliable. And you can also, you can't do this in Nexus as far as I know, but in Omnisphere you can really more or less make your own instruments, your own sounds, and it's really amazing. There is a guitar here that sounds really well as well. If I can find it, glorious guitar. Hello, how do I find it? Can't find it. Okay, let's just find it anyway. Maybe, yeah, well, it's called a guitar, so that makes sense. Here. So this instrument is basically two layers. One is this. One is together. It's magic. You can go to the FX here. You can add EQs, filters, distortion, amplifiers. You can modulation with chorus effects. These modulations are pretty cool. Gives it really a nice sound. And we have delays here and reverbs that are really good. Yeah, just like Nexus, this is proven to be a very powerful and useful instrument. I've used it since 2011, or maybe even since 2010. It's a long time, a very long time. And you can see here on my list that I have not that much instruments that I actually use. I want a piano, I use Addictive Keys or the Gentleman. Why I'm not gonna talk about Addictive Keys now is that because the Gentleman, it's easier to set it up to sound good, and the high end, the top notes are just, they're just way better than Addictive Keys. Not to say Addictive Keys is not good, it's just good for different things. If I'm gonna mention a fourth instrument for chillstep, I'm just gonna go into Engine 2 and talk a little bit about Forest Kingdom. Here we have Forest Kingdom. We can select a flute here, for example. Increase reverb. I've used Forest Kingdom since 2011 as well. It's proven the flute sounds amazing. Even to this day, like 6-7 years later, I have not found an instrument that has better flutes. It probably exists out there, but get that Aztec feeling, you know? Really cool. Okay, going down. The Bulgarian Piccolo flute. Well, yeah, it's if you heard my music a lot, then you have heard these flutes. Oh, yeah. I haven't used this though. Not sure. Well, when I'm gonna make Australian chillstep, I can use it, I guess. Double flute. Oh, and my favorite is probably the Native American. Making some Native American Braveheart, which is kind of not fitting, but go down a little bit further. This instrument. Kind of depressing sound. We have the pan flutes. We have the... Not sure what that means, but... it sounds more like a fiddle almost. Yeah, but these flutes are not the biggest reason why this is an amazing atmospheric instrument. You have the soundscapes here, full of ambiances. Let's see if we can find something. This is this is amazing. I'm amazed by it, and I had this for 7 years. There's a lot to discover here, and discover is the big theme. Jungle temple, living the dream, lost forest. And we also have some voices. The only really noteworthy one is this one. Reminds me of Lord of the Rings, actually. Like... yeah. Still sounds pretty cool. So now I talked about 4 instruments. I might as well go through my fifth favorite one, which is Quantum Leap Ra, like the Egyptian sun god. Basically, here you get amazing ethnical stuff. I'll show you. You know, when you need that Asian really love this one. Let's see which more I have saved here. Well, if you want to make Braveheart music, now's the time. Let's see. My keyboard's not big enough. I like the characteristic of these sounds. We have the pan flutes, I think. Very nice, very nice. A very also kind of Aztec feeling, for me at least. So, you know, for pluck instruments or for other kind of, you know, ancient flutes, this sun god instrument has that. It has African instruments, American, European, especially, you know, the Scottish and Irish instruments. Hurdy-gurdy. I have to try that one, not sure if I have. I'm getting... we have, you know, Far East, like, you know, like Japan and China and so forth. We have India and the Middle East. Stuff that the Forest Kingdom does not have, I might find here instead. I want to go back to the... Okay, I did not play that far. Yeah, I think that's... I'm trying to explain why these 4 or these 5 instruments are my favorite, and I really think that they sound amazing, and I've used most of them for many years. So that's, yeah, that's... Now you know what I use and what I really recommend. So in the beginning of this video, I played a demo that was very rough, but I want to show you it in Guitar Pro so you can see you can easily see the chords that I use and the chord progressions. So here is the lead, like here. But what I wanted to focus on is the progression of the, you know, basically the chords that the pads are going to play, right? So you might have heard of the 4 pop chords, you know. They're actually what I use right here. We use this, that, it's a very uplifting kind of feeling, you know. But as soon as we get to the middle part, it changes, and then when we get to the chorus, it changes again. So it's not like I use the same 4 chords in the whole song. I use 3 types of chord progressions through the whole song. 3, and in the second part of the chorus, we go back to the 4 pop chords with the same melody again to reinforce the theme. This is the motif. This is the motif of the song here. I'm writing lyrics for this song, and the vocals will be from this part in the column part, and then through the whole chorus, basically. It's not gonna be a lot of singing. It will be like, 50-50, because I like instrumental music, but it's a nice challenge for me to sing. Okay, just focus on the chords here in the piano section. So yeah, we have the first, here's the one part, second part, fourth part, and then this fifth part. Wait, did you say 1, 2, 3, 4? No, the fourth part, of course. The fourth part is almost the first part. It's the same chords, it's the same melody. That is like the main motif, the main melody of the song. So yeah, you can probably hear in other songs that I'm in favor of using this fourth chord progression a lot of the times. Especially for intros, I've noticed. This is in B minor, so that's why we're starting on the B here, not on like A or C. I'm gonna show a different. I'm gonna use the same chord progression almost, but with one variation. I'm gonna try to find it. Let's see. Is it in this song? Yeah, it's there. Okay. So this is just an interesting idea I got a few days ago. So you can see this is in F minor instead of B, so it's starting in F, but it's the same pattern, you know. We go here, and then we go here, and then we go up, and then we go down. But instead of going down to here, we go down here, which gives it a bit of a sadder feeling. Let's see if it makes sense. Because these chords, if they would be here on the D sharp instead, I think it's called D sharp. If these would be chord, these 4 would be here instead, it would be a more happier feeling. But now I put the 4th chord here instead, which is, I think, the parallel chord to F. It just you weave that chord in here and there, and you just get a more melancholic feeling to the song. I used the same in Coming Home like 4 or 5 years ago, and it just works so beautifully. Dun, 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 dun. So they just work. These are a normal chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the difference is first time it's here, and then second time it's here. I hope that makes sense. Da, da. With better instruments, that sounds like this. Yep, that's my favorite chord progressions. And I hope if you're not a beginner, you would probably already know these progressions. They're not that complex. But if you're a beginner, you might at least want to know that this is my favorite things to do. Just a last tip is that a lot of metal music is in minor chords. At least the melodic metal that I enjoy and grew up listening to. So that's why I now make chillstep and electronic music in minor scales, minor chords. And I noticed that a lot of pop music, they're also in a lot of pop, a lot of metal, they're in minor scales. So I would recommend, if you don't know that much about minor and major chords, I would suggest reading up and researching a little bit about them and practice them on your instrument. It's like a language that you just unlock by doing it. Fail, 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 but every time you fail, you learn something, and you basically evolve your ears. But yeah, it's like a language that you unlock, and it's a journey. Yeah, I hope you learned something, and I will make a new video soon that I want to explain sidechaining a little bit more because of a request from someone. And if you have an idea of what you want me to make a video about, then tell me, because sometimes I just sit and I don't know what I want to make a video about. But it's not like I don't have anything to do. I have at least 10 songs that I want to make, but I want to focus on one at a time. And now, since I live on my own in my hometown again, I'm going to make my own music videos using really good equipment from my father, drones and really good cameras. And if I manage to sing good on this song that's called Friend right now, if I manage to record it really well, then I will probably be in the music video myself and trying to not be totally extremely awkward. That would be a very exciting thing to do now, because the spring is just around the corner and I'm really excited to get out in the forest. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be gone. Thank you for watching.